Hello, good evening and welcome to One Life Left. We are Britain's favourite and most competent video game radio show. My name is Steve Curran.
I'm Simon Byron.
And I'm Anne Scantlebury.
And for the next hour, we are going to be entertaining you via radio and, if you are on YouTube, video.
Who's not on YouTube?
These days.
We are.
We definitely are, aren't we? It's very exciting.
Yeah, for the first time ever, I'm not sure, you two have suddenly got into your streaming.
We've been streaming.
You're like actual games journalists, aren't you? You're doing your Let's Plays and all of that sort of stuff. And Steve emailed to say we should stream the show live. You originally wanted to do it over Twitch. I think that's against their terms and conditions.
Apparently we're not allowed to do that, but
after
Twitch...
this hour, we'll be. I think YouTube will be changing their terms and conditions to get us off it.
Yeah, Twitch did. Well, it was suggested that we do Twitch at GDC, and you know, we may be the ones to break new ground on Twitch with that. But for now, yes, we'll stick to YouTube. We're going to be broadcasting in a little bit of a sort of slightly ruined way today. Okay. No more ruined than usual, but for our friends on YouTube, we will not be able to get a feed direct from the desk. Maybe next week. However,
those of you watching on YouTube will be able to see the guest entering straight from the toilets.
Those of you on radio, which is our primary method of broadcasting, will not. We can paint you a picture, though. A tall, handsome man strides into the Resonance FM studios.
What's the catchphrase, Keith?
I don't know, I'm sorry.
Go on that one.
Okay.
We did it last week.
Oh, God, I've forgotten it. It's Chinese, isn't it?
Unbelievable. You had one job. That's why you're here.
I tweeted it 2 days late.
We're delighted to be joined once again by The Guardian's games editor, Keith Stuart.
Yeah, and he's here for a very special reason this week, isn't he?
He is.
He is. And he's going to tell us about that later.
Exactly.
He is.
He doesn't need the toilet anymore. We can tell you that as well. His bladder is empty.
We are home free for the next hour. No interruptions from here. Hey, we've got something special coming up later.
Do we?
New feature.
From
Second
who?
week in a row. Can't tell you. Special guest contributor. So that's exciting. And we will have local news back. Some brilliant chiptunes coming on as well. Have you had a good week, Anne?
I had a lovely week. I had a really nice time twitching with you.
We did Twitch together, didn't we?
I mean, that verb
what does that involve?
is problematic.
Well, the PS4 has got a Twitch streamer
Back off.
built in, so we're able to stream very, very easily, and we've started doing that. Maybe we'll talk about that more later in the show.
Right.
What have you been up to this week, Simon?
I got some kittens. Yeah, which I think is better than streaming.
Really?
Have you got 55 likes on Facebook by posting a picture of yourself?
People are awful.
It's ridiculous. That's all you need to do. All you need to do is just...
Do you know what I was going to do? When I saw something like that on Facebook, I was going to post an update which just said, start of a new year, and I just wanted to say, I'm so blessed.
Right.
I'm so blessed. And just count how many likes it gets, because that seems to be the... You know what? In keeping with our policy for 2014 to kill people with kindness, turns out offering kindness on social media is the easiest way to get people to like you. And they don't suspect a thing. They have no idea.
Excellent. Well, let's see how that goes. We'll chat to Keith shortly, but we're going to start the show like we always do, apart from we're going to be on the internet doing it as well, with Anne's News.
It's 7:04 on Monday the 12th of January. I'm Anne Scantlebury and this is the news. Apple Apple is to refund $32.5 million of unauthorized in-app purchases made by children. A settlement with the US Federal Trade Commission means the company will have to pay back all reported cases and change the way in-app purchases are made. Apple boss Tim Cook said they were planning on doing that anyway, so he doesn't know why everyone is getting so shirty. No news yet on whether accidental purchases made by cats of remix EPs by girl band The Sugar Babes will also be refunded.
Did that actually happen?
It was definitely my cat.
So what prompted them to do this then?
Everyone keeps getting really annoyed by it. Oh, my child spent money when they shouldn't have spent money. Oh, and I guess they just feel like it's something that they should do. It's probably good
Very
PR,
generous,
isn't
it seems, isn't it? Giving it all back.
Giving it all back,
Do you secretly wish that you'd bought stuff and pretended the children had done it? Now,
I think you have to have reported it at the time. So you have to have had quite a lot of foresight to be able to go, they're probably going to pay all this back at some point. If I just say, yeah, kids bought all of these coins in this game.
Right.
It wasn't me.
So what you're suggesting is we should complain about everything in advance.
And blame it on the kids.
Just in case something comes up in the future where we could get money.
Yeah.
Keith, you've got children, haven't you? Have any of them gone rogue?
No, because...
Gone mad on the iTunes store?
No, because far be it from me to denigrate other people's parenting skills, but I haven't told my children the password they would need in order to get money from...
Isn't the point that at the minute how it stands is you enter the password... it then unlocks that account to be used password-free for 15 minutes.
That is the case, yes, you're right, and well done.
What they're changing it to is you have to do the password every single time.
Your move, Keith.
Well, the other thing I do is watch my children while they're using iPad rather than leaving them with it.
But isn't that handy?
But then mine are quite young, I guess.
It's a handy babysitter, though, isn't it? An iPad.
See, this is the sticky slope towards having to sue Apple.
So what you
just try and take responsibility.
Well, I mean, in one sense, in-app purchases could be claimed by mistake, but then in the other, you are saving money on a babysitter, aren't you? So. You have to wait. What is the password to your iTunes?
Yes, I wouldn't even give it to my children, so I'll give it live on air.
Okay.
You can't. What are you trying to do? You're looking at it. You're like Darren Brown or something. Am I just going to give it to you without even knowing I've done it?
We'll find out.
Valve has plans to shut down Steam Greenlight. Speaking at Steam Dev Days, Valve's Gabe Newell said, "Our goal is to make Greenlight go away. Not because it's not useful, but because we're evolving." But didn't expand on that. "We've got a few things we'd like to make go away, Gabe." It was also revealed at the conference that Valve is not making its own virtual reality headset, but is working with the Oculus Rift, and that it has redesigned the Steam controller. There is only one way to end this story.
It's going to take a while, Anne.
And what's good as well is that the YouTube audience cannot hear this. So we're just sat in silence.
This is such a good joke.
It's okay, we're mostly sat in silence anyway.
Wait. Oh. Perfect.
Do you know a dance for this?
Do I know a dance for this? No, is there a dance for this? A specific one? Maybe we'll try and figure something out for next time.
Are we allowed to talk now or not?
Absolutely. We were allowed to talk from the start, but Anne insisted 10 minutes before the show that I get this ready.
We should get a shorter version, really, shouldn't we? So did we find? So first of all, we exclusively revealed this last week, didn't we? That they were getting rid of Greenlight. No one linked to us, did they? Valve didn't link back to us when they announced it.
It's outrageous.
Sadly. Did you see what everybody got who went to the Steam Dev
Everything.
Days?
They got everything.
What did they get?
They got Steam controllers, they got Steam boxes, they got food, which I hope that they all wrote down and noted. Although, actually, a lot of devs on Twitter were saying, like, I mean, I am the most biased about this. This has been amazing, but I am the most biased because I make all of my money from Steam.
That was my biffle.
And I love it. And was Rami saying that as well?
I don't know. I don't follow him.
Why not?
Because I follow Mike Biffle. One in, one out. As a journalist, were you watching Steam Dev Days with interest?
I was interested. I love the fact that it was developers only, but they couldn't stop themselves from tweeting the entire thing.
Wasn't it ridiculous?
It was almost like a photographic film.
Yeah. So
like every second of it was online.
So what were the most interesting things to come out of Steam Dev Days, do you think?
Well, obviously the death of Greenlight is interesting because they went to great pains to justify why they were handing over the sort of aggregation of Steam to the community, and they really spelt it out, and now suddenly they want to make Steam go away. So I think that's really interesting because what have they said what they're going to do instead of it? Is it just going to be a completely open
free for all? We're all going to be well, they haven't said that, but we're going to exclusively reveal that is the case.
Well, I think that probably is the case, in which case is that really the best thing for developers? Because one of the big problems of digital distribution is discoverability. And,
you didn't listen to the show last week, did you?
I didn't, because
How did you know what to tweet to us, Keith?
Yeah, hang on a minute.
Well, no, I
skipped through.
No, I did not.
Keith, did you specifically skip through the news?
To bits where he's in.
I listened to it, but I was on the train.
Oh, yeah, the train's a very interesting place to be.
Yeah.
I mean, not like you want to kill time or something or block out all other sound.
So what do we think that people are going to do then in order to be more discoverable?
Is this a trick question?
No, it's not. No, I was offering you a hand.
Okay. So often, the hands you offer.
Exactly, pull away. Exactly.
Well, obviously, marketing, that's probably a good idea. But what did you decide on? Let me tell you if it was a good idea or not.
Maybe you could come on a radio show.
Yeah.
So, talk about your game.
Oh, yeah.
Might be a good idea.
Mike Biffle knows all the answers. He's good at it.
Mike Biffle, one of the people who's been the most on One Life Left. 3 or 4 times or something now.
Right, Keith will be challenging him soon. I was very envious of their gifts, though. How do we become Steam devs and get to go to Steam Dev Days?
Good question. Steam, if you're listening...
The code word is... What was it?
The code word is s09e18.
Nintendo Satoru Iwata has pledged to stick around after the company announced poor financial results. Estimated sales of the Wii U have been cut from 9 million to 2.8 million, with the 3DS cut from 18 million to 13.5 million. This is despite the 3DS being the top-selling hardware platform in the US and UK in 2013. Net income for the company was lowered from a profit of £322 million to a loss of £146 million. With figures like that, you may as well call it the Wii Boo. Doesn't work.
That wasn't the joke that you talked about on Twitter. That's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, excited.
This is so bad.
So this is bad. Yeah, well, this is bad, isn't it?
This is bad.
Was there any danger of him not sticking around then?
Well, usually, think about football.
Yep.
If you don't get the results in, you are out the door.
But that's not normally that's not a decision you make yourself, is it? As a football manager.
But I like that. Oh no, I'm sticking around. No, we thought that maybe it would be better.
Exactly.
No, I'm sticking around.
Do you think he should?
Yeah, I think if you made a mess, you should probably clear it up.
All right. So how's he going to do that?
He is going to sit down and look at his finances a little more closely this time, and probably not overestimate. Seems like such a massive jump from a lot of profit to a lot of loss.
Anne, you've been asked to leave your house.
Yeah.
Have you thought about adopting that attitude with your current... Say, no, I'm sticking around.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Well, I assume that he hasn't been asked to leave before he said that he's sticking around.
Right,
I think if that's already been placed down, you can't really... It doesn't hold any ground.
I'm just wondering whether you have arrived independently at a solution to your problems by working it through with us on air. Maybe. I don't know.
That would be magic, wouldn't it?
I don't know. So do we think that Nintendo are going to give up with this generation? Are they going to go multi-platform? Are they going to release a new Wii? Keith?
Yeah, Keith be able to tell us.
Well, Iwata-san said that the solution to this isn't as simple as simply putting Mario on a smartphone, because he's now under an enormous amount of pressure from business analysts and from gamers and probably people within his own organisation to suddenly free Mario from the shackles of their sort of proprietary hardware scheme that that's been Nintendo's benchmark since they started. So I don't know if that... It feels as though, why wouldn't that be the solution? Why wouldn't it be good for Mario?
Well, he said it's not as simple as that. So we're obviously not smart enough. We need to think of a more complex solution. Something more complex. What are we missing here that he's thought of? You can't just put it on a smartphone.
Yeah.
So you have to get more than one person to download it.
That's good. That's good. Keep going.
Yeah?
2 smartphones.
I think that's the answer.
What's bigger than a smartphone? 2 smartphones.
You've doubled your audience already.
Exactly.
2 smartphones strapped together. A DS with a screen on the back
Wait. That you can call from.
And then you can stream from. Imagine that. You two would be into it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Interesting. A DS that you can taste. What senses haven't been done? We can save Nintendo.
Fear.
I feel like that's the key to us getting more viewers and listeners is saving Nintendo. Imagine how we could
be
monetize
credited with that. Yeah.
Does anyone really want to taste Mario?
Do you want to kill Nintendo, Keith? What are you trying to do? We're brainstorming this and you're just negging us.
I'm just trying to be realistic, Steve. I'm just not
That's
sure.
not what we're here for, Keith. We're not
Sorry.
here to be realistic. Like a phoenix from the flames, UK retailer Game is back in business and doing well. Following its near collapse last year, the chain had 83% better sales this Christmas than last Christmas and is planning to float on the stock market. How exciting! Game CEO and not member of the Bee Gees, Martin Gibbs, put this down to new consoles, better trained staff and improved stores. Bee Gees or not, looks like Game really is staying alive.
Oh, yes.
That's excellent.
Yes, that is good. That is good.
Perfectly timed as well.
Thanks.
Because your last two stories slightly overran, didn't they?
Yeah, thanks.
But that was
Good update, thanks.
I think they'll be coming back in droves for that. So this is good news then, isn't it?
Is it just jive talking?
Oh.
I don't know any more Bee Gees songs.
What's that other one?
I think they've got to. I mean,
They did do 3, didn't they?
How deep is your love?
I was going to use that one just then because
No, do it.
They're going, yeah.
Okay, because I was just going to say, obviously it was a big Christmas. What with the new consoles coming out and GTA 5, they've got to ask their customers, how deep is your love? Is it going to last longer?
Well, it seems very deep given the 3. How much are they going to float for?
Oh, I didn't.
Was that in the story?
No.
Okay, this is knowledge I have.
Okay, go.
Well, apparently they're now gearing up for a 3 billion or 3 million. I don't know how many would it be, Keith? What area? 3 million? No,
300 million.
300 million. It was one of those 300 million stock thing, flotation, whatever have you. Apparently they're gearing up for that, and apparently that's good for them.
Sounds really good, considering they were almost...
Well, yeah, they're now the only place I can buy, the place closest to me to buy video games is in Hamleys now for me, the game concession in there, because they shut down Oxford Street and HMV moved out, didn't it, last week? So I had to walk all the way to Regent Street to trade in my copy of Assassin's Creed 4.
Oh,
which I threw back at them.
Which you gave 7 out of 10 in.
I did give it 7 out of 10.
Very positive review.
I know, but I played it. I have played it some more since then, and I just thought, every time I failed a mission, I thought, am I enjoying this? And I was like, no. It seems to be what I want to do is just sail about without any hassles. I think we talked about this. No, you've now desynchronized. Well, I'll desynchronize you out of my house and into Hamleys in Regent Street. But anyway, congratulations, Game, on bringing it back.
Yeah,
I'd say
you win a game.
And finally, sorry everybody, you can no longer download Plastic Surgery for Barbie thanks to political correctness gone mad. The game involved cutting open a fat girl and performing surgery to make her thin. It was suitable for children aged 9 and over and was removed from Google Play and the App Store following a Twitter campaign and complaints from Barbie maker Mattel, who had nothing to do with it. And in one fell swoop, society just wiped out a generation of aspiring plastic surgeons. Outrageous.
Did you grab it before it disappeared?
I didn't.
Disappointed?
So disappointed.
What are you saying, Steve?
Because
she looks all right these days.
So you can't say things like that now. People can actually see us.
What, you say she doesn't?
Leaving it up to the imagination of the listener.
You actually can't see very much of her.
No.
Which is ironic given how much of her there is.
Hey!
That was a joke because of plastic surgery. I was just a joke.
No, I just meant that Anne, if you remember,
I do.
hark back to seasons past, Anne downloaded an iOS video game that you fell in love with, Boyfriend Maker, which got chucked off.
Yeah, I love that.
I thought this might have been caused by the same thing happening.
I just wondered if this was put up there by someone who just wanted Twitter to have something to do that day. Now, sorry, I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been removed or anything like that, but it all came off the back of everybody getting outraged about the App Store description. I think something more sinister happened that day on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know, but it just seemed it was so successful so quickly that there must have been something else going on. I don't believe this. I think it's good that it's been removed. Obviously,
I think it's good that it's been removed too. What about you, Keith?
Yes, I do. Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't? It's terrible, misogynistic.
Is this not censorship though, Keith?
No.
I flipped my position, you see.
Yes, I see. I love the way you do that. You guys.
Yeah.
Well, freedom of speech obviously can't protect you against. It's effectively a hate crime against women, isn't it? So.
Do you know
Plastic surgery is a hate crime against women.
Says The Guardian. You know what I saw the other day when I was browsing the App Store is that one thing that's very popular under the free apps thing is lie detectors,
right?
Where you can check whether someone's telling the truth or not. Quite interesting to feed what Keith just said about thinking it was wrong through one of those. And you've got a recording of this.
Interesting.
Yes. Do we think that it was, if it had been aimed at adults, do we think it would have stayed on the store?
They're quite popular, aren't they, these surgery games and
Mike Bittle's ex-company wrote one, didn't they? Surgeon Simulator. Apparently that's okay.
That's kind of
I don't think that's really
ripping people's hearts out.
Yeah. That's kind of like a sort of tongue-in-cheek version. But if you go on the App Store, there are loads of things
there are
about
so many.
Like dentists and ear surgery.
This is what you'd look like if you had a nose job.
That sort of thing. So I'm pretty sure it would.
Threatening.
This is what you'd look like if you had a nose job. I really liked the one that I looked into where there was a before and after picture. The before picture was of a pregnant woman.
Thanks, Anne.
One Life Left video game news with Anne Scantleberry.
You're listening to One Life Left on Resonance 104.4 FM. This is Wickland and Blaster. It's from chiptunes.org. We're a video game radio show. We play chiptune music. We have little features that we spread around the show to break up our chit-chat. And we also talk about video games. We're also currently, right now, simulcasting on YouTube. We have as many as 15 viewers on there, which isn't bad for something we haven't
18 watching now.
really talked about. 18. We're sorry for everything. We're testing this out because in March, we're all travelling to GDC to broadcast from there, and we are going to be required to do a little bit of video work out there. So we thought we should get used to it, and we thought you should get used to seeing us as well.
Sorry.
Booked my flights today.
Good.
Very excited.
Aisle seat or window?
Haven't done
What's
that
your
bit yet.
preference?
I prefer window.
Do you?
Yeah,
Window.
I prefer a window.
Sure.
I prefer an aisle, so I could travel with both of you, but you'd find it frustrating travelling together.
That's true.
That sounds about fair.
Which I think a lot of people can sense, actually, from your streams that you've been doing.
But actually, we wouldn't be allowed to travel together.
Of course not. So when are you going?
I am going on the 10th of March. I'm going out to New York and Boston.
Right.
Before that, then flying out on the 16th to join Anne in our residence.
Residents and
We haven't come up with a name for it yet, have we? Castle One Life Left.
Yeah. Yeah, we should come up with a good name.
But maybe we'll be doing some streaming from there.
Nice.
Have a little, maybe if you're a premium subscriber to One Life Left, you get a glimpse inside the One Life Left mansion. We'll be broadcasting from the convention centre as well during GDC. And then I'm off to LA for a week after that as well.
God, you live the life, don't you?
Doing a tour.
And Keith can't go.
No, but I will be in LA, actually.
Sorry, Keith, didn't have your mic up.
What are you doing in LA?
Oh, I might not be.
Because you just found out that Steve's going to be there.
No, I think I might be, but it hasn't been 100% confirmed yet.
Really?
So it's probably a little bit early to be talking about it.
But that's okay. Talk about it with us.
Okay.
Yeah, we can chat now. Literally no one's
We've
listening.
heard your warning. It's not 100% confirmed.
No. Well, I'm hoping to go to PR people will probably listen to this now. I'm hoping to go to the Call of Duty World Championships.
Interesting.
What?
Okay. We should be invited to that.
Yeah. Do you want us to come with you?
Sure, yeah, because it's all official. No, I did. Yeah, no.
Is that after GDC?
Yeah, it's after in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm sure we can make that.
Okay.
Cool. We'll see you then.
Okay, I will talk.
How are you anyway, Keith? What have you been up to recently?
I've been trying to finish off my Sega Mega Drive and Collected Works book, which
Are you saying that when we gave you our money, you hadn't finished it?
Yes.
So it was a scam?
But no, it's not a scam. It's getting better.
Okay.
So we'd finished something by then, obviously, but we've had so much.
You'd finished the video.
Yeah, exactly. No, the interest that we had was like astonishing.
It was a spectacular success,
It
wasn't
was.
it?
We had 3 times the amount we asked for in the end. So I think. So
you carry on talking. I'm going to get a calculator out.
Okay. I think it's 98,000.
What money?
Yeah.
Of money, pounds.
Yes. So I'm almost as rich as
Cara Ellison.
millionaire Cara Ellison. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Crikey! How much did I ask for? 1,650.
And the other good thing is as well, we'll be making it available on the website as well. So it's not just going out to the Kickstarter people. It's actually going to be.
But we paid for it. Mine was 4.24 times funded. Is that better than yours?
I don't know. I don't want to get into this.
And yet here we find ourselves.
Yes, somehow.
No, that was brilliant. Congratulations. 98,000. Wow, I didn't realise it had gone that high. So how are you going to enhance it?
Well, I'm extending. We're getting lots of extra stuff. And Sega have been really, really good, and we are getting they're sort of. I think it feels like they're going through their filing cabinets and finding new stuff. Like Darren, the publisher, just told me that we've got the original design documents from Streets of Rage now. So they plotted out all the moves and functions of the game before they even laid any pixels onto the screen. We've got all those documents and we're scanning those in at the moment.
Wow.
So, which is pretty exciting to nerds like me.
Also, that means we could make Streets of Rage from scratch.
We'll put it on mobile and save Nintendo.
We'd have to call it something else.
It's Nintendo. You can't have Rage in Mushroom Kingdom, can you? It'd be Streets of
Let's work on that. And what else have you got?
I just last week I interviewed Tom Klinsky, who was the CEO of Sega during the Mega Drive years, and that was very interesting. Gave me a few facts that I didn't know. I've interviewed a couple of the technical leads who were around at the time of 32X and Mega CD, and we got some things about those machines. I can't tell you a lot of it, but just fascinating, insider stuff that I had no idea about.
Wow.
So, it's been really good. I don't know if we were expecting this much help from Sega Japan, because it's obviously it's a long time ago for them, but they've sort of seemed to have really got behind it, and some of the diagrams and some of the early concept art we've got, it's been incredible, and we've done some really, really lovely interviews with them as well. They've been super helpful. It's been brilliant.
Do you have to send all this stuff back?
Yes, we do. But we can't give it to you, Simon, as much as I'd like to.
You can't give it to us, but can we take it from you?
You have to know where it is. I don't even know where it is. I've only ever seen the version. So yeah, it's been really good. But we're extending my essay at the start has been extended massively now, because lots of people since we started the Kickstarter have said, "Oh, I worked on Mega Drive games," or "I know a guy did this amazing game," and so we're getting as many voices as we can into it.
Brilliant. And is it how's the physical book changing?
It's just getting longer.
Is it right?
Yeah.
I saw Darren say on Twitter he was looking into sort of making it even more lovely, because we were massive fans of the Sensible Software book, and I mean, to imagine that this is going to be even nicer.
I've seen some pages, and it does look beautiful. I mean, just I don't know if you've seen Edge magazine this month, but they ran one of the blueprints from the Mega Drive that we have in the book, and it's just
did they without asking?
No, they did. No, they asked.
Okay.
In fact, I was working on Edge for three days. I did a little bit of freelance for Edge, and they wouldn't let me write the news story about my book.
Hey, what was that like going back into old territory?
It was fun, actually. It was just 3 days. I was in the office and I wrote a story for them on in-app payments in full-price games.
Okay, because Forza and Rise.
It was all that stuff. You did
one story in 3 days.
It was a big story, Simon. I had to talk to people and everything.
Right.
No, I always like going back to Edge.
What are they up to? What are their habits now on Edge, and how have they changed since you were last there?
How have they changed? It seems to be more relaxed than when I was there. It was a bit chaotic. My old editor, Jason Brooks, he fantastic, but he did everything in the last 3 days.
Right.
So we would have they can't do this anymore on Edge. But when I was there, we used to have all night. We used to work for 2 or 3 nights in a row, without stopping.
Yeah,
We'd have 2 hours sleep under.
Why
the desk.
can't they do that anymore?
Because it's too expensive to keep a security guard in there. We used to have the security guard. We used to have the security guard sitting with us reading a newspaper while we were there at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to scan pages from Famitsu.
Wow! And so what prompted you to go back for just 3 days? That's an odd gig, isn't it, or not?
Well, no. Just I occasionally do this because I'm allowed because I work sort of 4 days a week for the Guardian, so they let me go off and do freelance occasionally. And sometimes Edge say, "Can you come back and help us out?"
Wait a second. You work 4 days a week for the Guardian. There's 7 days in a week.
Yep.
But you're not allowed to work on Sundays.
No.
Bible says.
Yep.
So that leaves 2 days left, and surely you want to spend some time with your family.
Who? Oh yeah.
Right.
No.
So where'd you put these 3 days in?
Well, I don't work 7 days a week.
So where'd you get the 7 days? Where'd you get the 3 days from? If you're working 4 days a week for the Guardian and 3 days for Edge.
Oh, I save them up.
Stack them.
Wow.
I stack them. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how it works.
I'm taking Keith to Amsterdam next week.
Really?
Are you?
I am. This has got nothing to do with work.
Yeah, who are you working for then?
That's the Guardian.
That's just a holiday for us, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is. I thought that was the understanding.
Yeah.
Why aren't you taking One Life Left?
Yeah.
You could have invited us. We could have run a news story on whatever it is.
But I would have had to take both of you, wouldn't I? Because you don't insist on doing everything together these days.
But we'd have had to have sat on opposite sides of the plane.
Yeah, so I'm going to come back with the Guardian password after after Keith's been on the wacky backies. This isn't true, obviously, but we are going to Amsterdam. Good. So have we seen you since the Kickstarter ended?
I don't think so. No, because we were in the middle of it.
Yeah.
before.
What was that? So what was that like then? The sort of final push, because it was obvious right from the start it was going to be a tremendous success, wasn't it?
I didn't realise it was going to be that much. After a few hours, when it was really mounting up, and then we had a few news stories in places like CVG, and I thought, well, as you both know, you really don't know what's going to happen, and it's really tense, and then it becomes really exciting. But then it kind of there was a slow point where I was thinking, oh no, maybe everybody that was interested in this book has in the first 2 hours bought it.
Yeah.
But then no, then it just suddenly rocketed again. I think when the news stories started coming out.
And does that feel daunting now? Close to £100,000 in advance, and you got loads more people that are waiting on your words.
Well, I think because we have so much of that material already, because I think I'm not so much of an egotist that I think those people have paid the money to read my words.
Oh, come on, Keith.
I think what they're there for is the amazing reference materials that we have. But no, I'm reasonably confident in what I have. Some of the stuff that's in the essay is things that no one has found out before. Some of the stuff that the Sega executives have told us they've not spoken about.
Can you tell us?
I can't really, no, because I
paid for Kickstarter though. I'm an investor.
You should comment and say you asked him.
Yeah, exactly.
He said no.
So when
class action suits.
When can we expect to see it?
We're looking at, I think we're going to publish in summer. We're looking at June at the moment, and you can pre-order at the moment. I've got the website down there. It's just readonlymemory.vg, and you can pre-order a copy from there. And there's still some of the special editions there with a beautiful special cover on it as well. So
great.
And I'm really proud of it.
I don't need to pre-order, of course, because I've bought mine. Anne?
Can I come to the launch party?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we're going to have one. So
you better have one.
Yes, you can come.
Okay, thanks.
What country is .vg?
It's the country of video games.
Is that an independent state now?
Yeah,
Probably stay away from it. Okay, thanks, Keith.
Thanks, Keith.
Hello, I'm Sega Badawi and welcome to One Life Left Local News. A senator is in trouble after one of his aides blocked off a major commuter bridge to settle a personal grudge. The aide was upset that the mayor of the local area had changed his support from Nick the Gambler to Coach the football coach. The aide decided to fill the bridge with an array of zombies, causing traffic delays of up to 2 hours. Luckily, the mayor managed to find 4 plucky volunteers who cleared up the bridge of any tanks, spitters and boomers after a week. Witches are still believed to be in the area, so if you are driving at night, please drive quietly in low revs and do not use your headlights. Be careful out there. Thanks, and back to your usual programming.
Email, messages and forward BCC One Life letters.
Hello, team.
Oh, hi, Steve.
Writes Ben.
Oh, hi, Ben.
Stew has a new feature on the Guardian website about the 30 greatest video games that time forgot, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Anne starring going around at number 31. Do you see the Guardian did 10 best podcasts to listen to?
Did they?
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Are you kidding me?
No, they did 10 podcasts you haven't heard of that you don't listen to.
Yeah.
Presumably, we weren't in there because everyone's heard
Listen
of
to
us.
us, yeah.
Or maybe we're at number 11. I don't know. Keith says that the feature is to cover the titles that have been erased from the gaming annals or criminally overlooked. But if you look at his description for Freedom Fighters, he has linked to a Eurogamer retrospective. So if others have written about it 9 years after it was released, how can it be overlooked? Once again, I am deeply confused. Cheerio, Ben. Keith.
I think Ben's got a real problem with it, hasn't
He's got a question. I think it's a reasonable question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seems to be, yeah. You know, what better way to answer
Well, as great a site as Eurogamer is, and it's a fine site, I don't think that says that the whole globe has remembered this game simply because one person managed to get a feature commissioned on Eurogamer.
And you're right, it's a very good answer because it's called Eurogamer, not Global Gamer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it is the Eurogamer network.
So everyone
now.
else out, yeah, but that feature wouldn't have been part of that because that's a new thing. So Ben's really seems to be confused about the size of the world.
Ouch. Look forward to hearing from you next week, Ben. Morg Adams writes, hello team and SSG. Are Simon's absences tactical? I can't help thinking that the Steve Gaynor interview may have been a little different had Simon been present and played Gone Home. To be fair, walk-em-ups aren't my sort of thing either. Anyway, the show continues to be great. Well done.
I think we can judge how good Morg Adams is at assessing things by his final sentence.
P.S.
The show continues to be great. And I thought Gone Home was great.
Did you? Did you though? Did you actually?
I did. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, it was. Oh, I was furious with it. So angry. Yeah.
Why?
Because everyone was like, "Oh, this is brilliant. It's by some people what made BioShock," and then Anne played it, and it's like, "Okay, that's good." And then you played it, and I think it got 7 out of 10 on the show. And it's remained. What I'm trying to do at the moment is sort of dip into my Steam pile of shame, and so Gone Home. I was like, oh, I'm going to save that, and then I played it, and you walk up to a house, and then it's locked, and there are some letters everywhere, and then you go, oh. You open a cupboard to find a key, and essentially, like everyone's going, "Oh, this is brilliant narrative." But it struck me that the actual story, if told in a film or a book, would go: someone returns home, family is missing, decides to search through the toilets. That's the first thing that they do, and I just thought, "Oh no, thanks." I'm furious, actually, and I do like narrative games, right? I'm enjoying The Walking Dead, and I'm looking forward to The Wolf Among Us new episode next week, and the game I've been playing this week is interactive fiction, but it's because it had been hyped so much. I think was my problem, but I was genuinely furious.
People like
different
things.
That. I do not believe that people like this.
We've always
I don't believe that. No, people do not like this. It's like that sword fighting game that everybody is banging on about at the moment.
Nidhogg.
I bet that is terrible, and that you all do this just to get my £8.
Wow, this is
Proteus. That's not a thing either, is it?
I really like Proteus.
And
I really do. Really enjoy Proteus.
I won't play it because I fear for my hardware.
But Simon, for as long as I've known you, we have always fallen out over pop culture.
Fallen out, yeah.
You love Batman.
I do love Batman.
I don't get it.
Okay.
I find it difficult. You love Doctor Who?
I do love Doctor Who.
You love Muse?
I do love Muse.
Don't get either of them.
Right.
But
no, sure,
that's
but
okay. We're still friends.
No, I appreciate that. But the thing is, there was such
you're not recommending those things to me to upset me.
No,
or
I'm not. But
me.
I genuinely believe there to be some sort of Twitter conspiracy about this sort of thing. No, I genuinely do. Where somebody goes, "Oh, this is great," and everyone goes, "Okay, well, I'm going to fall in line on it." And I just Gone Home is not good.
It is good,
but it's not. What's good about it?
It is an enjoyable.
The fact that you walk into a house and pick up all the models and then just go rotate them around and then put them back. Sorry, Keith. What were you going to say?
I was just wondering if you go into because are you going in with a preconception about what you think
genuinely,
games are?
But no, I wasn't. I mean, I should hate The Walking Dead, particularly after what they did to me in Series 1. But this one, I was so looking forward to it, so really looking forward to it. And yeah, I mean, admittedly, I stopped after 10 minutes thinking, this is terrible.
Maybe that because you
don't stop after 10 minutes.
I think you need to go into it because I mean it's like it's really tricky because I think it's fair enough to go into the game with certain expectations and to feel those expectations have been foiled or let down within the first 10 minutes. But I think like what I liked about it was it's an attempt to tell narrative in a very different way through
person walks home, looks through cupboards.
But to be fair, that is basically what I do at night.
Right, is it? Then
look through cupboards, try and find a pot noodle, got it, go and cry a bit.
Rotate it in your hand.
Yeah.
Check it's vegetarian, right?
Yeah.
Eat it.
I mean, I'm not one of these people arguing saying it's not a game because there's no guns in it or anything like that. You know, but it's just I just thought it was just the way that it delivered the story and the route that you needed to take was just so ordinary.
Did you see the trailer for Gun Home?
I did, yeah, and well done. That's very funny, but yeah.
Right, well, that concludes the letter section for this week.
It doesn't.
Well, the jingle's over.
Put it on again. Anne's got a letter and Keith's got a letter.
Hold on a second.
Wow, he's so annoyed.
I was annoyed.
Grumpy,
yeah.
So grumpy.
6.5 minutes of ranting.
Grumpy home. Dear Ste, Team and SSG, I know video games are often labelled as sexist and that some games depict aspects of sexuality, but are there any truly sexy games? Also, who'd your free pass video game character be?
Spelunky.
For which question?
Both.
Spunk is a genuinely sexy game. I faded out there for a second.
Yeah, no, Steve, stay where you are. Sexy game.
Sexy game.
Snapchat, the game.
That is a sexy game. You can turn Twitter the game into sexy.
You've been playing Tinder recently,
I
haven't
have
you?
been playing Tinder. It's quite fun.
How are you getting on with it? Swipe left? Swipe left?
Always swipe left.
Always swipe left.
Yeah.
Do you mean that? Or always swipe right? Because this says a lot about you.
Wait a minute. Let me double check before I can... but yeah, Tinder is a great game to play with real life consequences as well.
It does. It's very much risk-reward, Tinder. Keith, what's the sexiest video game ever made?
I would say it had nothing. It was one of those things where the sexiness has to exist on the player side. So it'd probably have to be something like SingStar or Rock Band when you have someone that's super good at it and they look sexy while they're playing.
SingStar, take that.
Whatever floats your boat.
Do what you like.
But that's got to be it, hasn't it? There's nothing set. I mean, if you in like the Sexy in Heavy Rain is one of the most disastrously horrific things I've ever seen. It's just.
Do you like Heavy Rain?
I did like Heavy Rain. Yeah,
I
thought Heavy Rain was incredible.
Terrifying.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I think you had to forgive Heavy Rain an awful lot.
But you won't forgive Gone Home.
No.
10 minutes of going through a cupboard.
Not 10 minutes of my nose. Yeah, no, thanks. Keith, you've got a letter.
Yes, I have. To team. Hello, team, and maybe not any guests this week. Haha, little do you know. Firstly, Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year.
Secondly, what the hell? I sent you a thing in the post, proper actual post, like ages ago, and you've not got it yet. I bet somebody at Resonance has stolen it. Or maybe the bike show. Talking of which, we used to hear a bit of the bike show at the start of the podcast sometimes, which was lovely and kind of made your show seem more special, like it was part of something bigger. Whatever happened to them? Are they still going? Anyway, you should go and search for it, the mail, not the bike show. It's rubbish, but that's not the point at all. I made it for you with my hands. Hugs, Cat.
Okay,
I'll go and look through some cupboards.
I am going to put on the next feature, and then I'm going to go and find this piece of post, because there is a post box upstairs. We don't check it very often because we don't get sent things. And listeners, that isn't our fault. You've conditioned us to not checking it by not sending us things. If you want to send us things, you can send us stuff. Care of Resonance FM. The address is Anne has no idea. 144 Borough High Street. You can check it on the Resonance FM website, and then you can send us things like Kat did. We are going to go and find that very shortly. However, before that happens, the bike show still exists. Had an email from Jack today.
Oh, how is Jack?
He's fine. He's moved to South Wales.
Did he?
That's why we don't cross paths anymore. But the bike show is still going. He took care to drop in the number of listeners he has.
Did he?
15,000 to his podcast or something like that. It's quite a lot. It's quite intimidated. We miss him.
We do miss him. Get well soon, Jack.
Get well soon. Get well soon and back from South Wales. So, turn down this. We're running out of time.
We are running out of time.
And we've got to talk about the Twitch stuff later as well. So, got to get on with this new feature. Take down Let's Jingle. Boom. So, new contributor.
Whoa.
Maybe I'll just stick it on, actually. Famous video game voice actor got in touch with us.
Oh, yeah.
Asked if he could do a sort of autobiographical series.
Right.
About his times in the video game. Just read sections from his autobiography. A little bit promotional. A little bit self-promotional, really. Just using One Life Left to pimp your book.
What they all do, isn't it? Yeah, Keith.
But even so, it's quite a good feature. So I'm going to sit this on. I've got 1 minute and 57 to go and find the...
Good luck.
Okay, here we go.
Chapter 28. The Spy Who Shot Me. One of the most demeaning jobs I ever had was on GoldenEye 64. I've never been more embarrassed as an actor, and this is coming from someone who's appeared in not one, but 3 Call of Duty games. It was only meant to be a cameo appearance, and I was being paid accordingly. They had me dressed up in this vaguely Eastern European military garb, so I started getting into character, remembering my Eastern European dialogue and creating a bit of a backstory. I decided my father had been sent to a gulag, and I had a young family at home who needed feeding, so I couldn't be late for my shift. And then the director comes up to me. "Okay then, Rog, pop your trousers off and let's have you sitting on the toilet." And I said, "I beg your pardon." And he said, "Yep, that's the agreed part. You're the guard at the start who sat on the toilet as Bond emerges from the vents." I was flabbergasted. "I trained at RADA," I said. "I've played Hamlet and Diddy Kong." "This is a starring role," he said. "You're the first NPC that the player sees in the level. This is big stuff. Players will be talking about this encounter for years to come." "So I'm on the toilet and I'm immediately shot in the head," I retorted. Well, he wouldn't be convinced, but I know that I've got rights as an elder statesman, and the other actors are looking up to me. Then again, I also know they're angling for this so-called starring role, and they're likely to stab me in the back and take it for themselves if I'm not careful. "Listen," I said, "there was a no nudity clause in my contract, and I'm going to find it very difficult to do this without some extra remuneration. Call my agent." In the end, we compromised, and I just sat on the toilet with my trousers on. And you know, it provided a lovely bit of comic relief and a whole air of mystery to the start of the level. I sat on that toilet like my character's family depended on it.
You're listening to One Life Left on Resonance 104.4 FM. We're a video game radio show. Anne has a cough, but I am fine, except The post is not there.
What?
Someone's had it. Or it's just never got to us.
What was it, Kat?
I don't know. She's going to tell us maybe, or maybe... I don't know. Maybe we'll never know. I'm going to go and check one more time after the show is finished. But yeah, that's sad, isn't it?
So sad.
Don't let it discourage you, listeners.
Well, let's find out what it was first before we decide whether to get sad about it. Shall we?
It was three codes to download Gone Home. Thanks, Kat. So, Anne and I have been playing video games this week. It's been very, very exciting.
I like to watch people playing video games. Is there a way that I could watch you two playing video games
together?
You're in
luck. We've been streaming at One Life Left... at twitch.tv/OneLifeLeftTV.
Correct,
I think
Steve.
that is the
URL.
URL.
Correct.
And it's been really fun.
It's been so much fun.
We've been playing game. Are you going to review that game in the review section or in something else?
Maybe the other game that...
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll review that one. We've been playing some games. It is quite a nice thrill, quite gentle.
I watched you do it.
We got 36 viewers on Sunday.
Right.
Did you watch that?
No, I didn't watch Sunday, no.
36 viewers.
I watched.
That was our peak. We weren't the most popular on PS4.
Really? What, people have more than that?
I know. Someone had 155 viewers.
Okay.
That was a man and his girlfriend sat in a room playing Playroom. Not really doing much. Just sat in a room smoking drugs.
Were they?
Well, maybe it wasn't drugs. They had one of those
Smoking
devices
Okay.
that allows you to inhale things.
Right.
I was disgusted. But it has led Anne and I to consider alternative options.
You're going to take
for the
heroin.
next time we stream.
You're going to take heroin.
We're going to take some cracks.
Oh, 2 cracks.
Two cracks.
One crack each.
One crack each. 2
Crystal
little
meth
ones.
with Spelunky.
This, by the way, is Super Robotic Encounters and Volcano Kid. Again, it's from chipmusic.org. So we will be doing some more streaming maybe this week. I don't know. We haven't decided yet.
Keep an eye out.
So we're excited about that. Maybe you'll join us for one as well, Simon.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Will there be room on the sofa?
We'll squeeze up. It'll be fine. Reviews. Anne,
Hi.
what have you been playing this week?
Well, I've been playing quite a few things. I'm going to quickly do 2 games that I've been playing. So I played that game that is a cat going around.
Okay.
Cat lateral damage. And it's really cute. So you're a cat. The aim is you have 2 minutes. You have to knock off as much stuff from sides and from shelves and things, and you're aiming to get 10,000 points. I never did get 10,000 points. But I had a really fun time jumping on things, knocking them off, just walking into things sometimes and knocking them off as well. So it was really cute. The really annoying thing was, because I was doing it on my laptop, there is some really, it seemed really important paw movements that you can only do if you hit the middle mouse button. Don't have a mouse. That was annoying. But yeah, it was very cute. I would play again. 7 out of 10. Also reviewing Resogun, my favourite game.
This is a
So
surprise.
good.
This is a
oh
surprise.
my goodness, I enjoy it so much. You've reviewed it before, haven't you?
I've talked about Resogun on the
Yeah.
show. I'm sure I've reviewed it, yeah.
So there's just a lot of spaceships coming at you, and you're going around this cylindrical thing, and you're trying to save the humans, but turns out you don't have to save the humans. That is not the main thing that you have to do. Just make sure you don't die is the main thing that you have to do.
Good advice.
Don't you die if all the humans die?
Like, save a couple, but just like don't think that is your main mission. Saving yourself is the main thing. Other people come second
I
to
think
you.
that says more about you than the game itself, Anne.
I think that says more about everyone else. Oh, I need to save all the humans. Really? Do you?
You're talking through a lot of issues on the show today.
So anyway, I really, really enjoyed that game. I really like it when you get in a spot where you think, oh my goodness, I'm about to die, and then you hit the bomb button and everything blows up.
Very good.
Yeah, super good. Definitely want to come around yours and play it some more, please.
We'll stream it. Simon, oh wait, score.
7 out of 10.
Simon, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing on my own without anybody else watching.
Boring.
Because I'm like
sad.
that. I've been playing the Banner Saga on PC.
And?
What's that?
Oh, it is magnificent. It's a kickstarted adventure tactical role-playing game from some ex-BioWare people, I think. And it's the most beautiful, grim game I've ever played. Its style is of an old sort of Disney movie, and it tells the story of a caravan of individuals that are forced into exile and need to traverse the land to escape the dredge. And so it's beautifully hand-drawn, sort of cel-animated cutscenes and multiple choice questions and stuff like that. And in between, there will be tactical battles, turn-based battles and stuff. And yeah, it's amazing. It's a game of choice and consequence. It's unusual in that the battle system means that if your characters die in battle, you don't lose them, but that affects the group morale. And then as you're moving between locations, you'll need to choose on how to spend your resources. Do you keep your people hungry, or do you buy stuff that's going to make it easier in battle? At key points, there will be moments where you need to make a choice, and they have a real outcome on the game. And it's unusual in that it's not battle that is the thing that you should fear, but like the elements themselves and stuff. And yeah, it's absolutely stunning. I found it a little confusing at first. The battle system is slightly different to those that we've played before, but once you get into it, it's absolutely stunning RPG. Thoroughly recommend it. 7 out of 10.
Keith,
am I allowed to talk about Don't Starve? Because that's the game you were streaming, and that's the game I played. So
let's
are you going to
both talk about?
Yeah,
no,
let's do that.
Let's do it. Let's do a two-way review.
Because all I've been playing apart from that is old Sega Mega Drive games. So that's not going to.
All right. We're done with the plug section. How have you got on with Don't Starve?
I've really enjoyed it, because I'm not one of those people that. It's funny how you think about. Simon, how you think about Gone Home is how I sometimes feel about the roguelike genre, in that it's something that we're all supposed to like because it's the accepted king genre of the indie world. And I'm not sure about it, because I find the dynamics.
They're difficult. That's the thing with both games.
It's not just that. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. I quite like Spelunky, but I don't like it as much as absolutely everybody else, because
I like it as much as you do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was worried about Don't Starve, but I love essentially it is. It's a survival game. You wake up in a landscape and you just have to survive through a day and night cycle, and the night cycle is deadly. So you've got to immediately, as soon as you've got to eat, so you've got to grab food, and you pick up rocks to create and wood to create a fire. You need a fire to survive through the night. You've got to keep the fire going. And you basically survive for as long as you possibly can.
Someone described it to me as all of the crafting elements from Minecraft versus Tim Burton. And I'm going to steal that, because I think that's kind of accurate.
That is, yeah, that's good, yeah. Yes. So,
what's the longest you've managed to survive?
Not very long, 4 nights.
4 nights? Lol.
So this is one of the things that Anne and I were streaming, and we lasted, what was it?
We're still lasting, Steve.
We're still lasting. Even though you decided to... I said, right, we'll stream one more night, and Anne went, all right, and I went off to go and get a glass of water or something, came back, and she was on her way to go and attack a giant pig with an axe.
She's like that, though, if you leave her alone.
Because she'd decided we were going to go out in a blaze of glory. And I was like, no, we're going to save the game and we'll be fine. And we did that.
Yeah.
But only after a very terrifying final, actually penultimate night, where we were just sort of tootling along, and then it suddenly discovered we only had a few minutes left, and we had no fire, we had no grass to make fire, and then we were legging it across the map, and all of our viewers were on the edge of their seats watching us, and we made it just in time. It was very, very exciting. And that, I guess, is where narrative games with a strict narrative plotted out lose out, because to me the best video games are ones where you create the stories yourself, and that's what we had done in that point. We created a situation and solved it, and I will remember that moment. And to that extent, I do agree with you that going through cupboards will never be quite as exciting as a story you feel is completely unique to you.
Well, I love it because it is very much like the staple, the rudiments of that genre, isn't it? And it allows you to imprint on that your very much your own experience and your own story. It's very minimalist in that way, right? And I like the way that all the enemies in it look super, sort of almost like super cute, but yet there is deadly peril there.
Yeah. How did you react to all the enemies?
Try to attack them.
I mean, not even the enemies, just anything.
Just try and attack it.
Kill it with an axe, kill it! And then 3 seconds later, you'd be running across the landscape.
That's very much how I live my life.
That's like my sons playing Minecraft. All they do is attack pigs and cows.
Anyway, I've really enjoyed it. I didn't know much about it before I started playing it. streaming it has been an interesting way to investigate because you find yourself very vulnerable. You don't know what you're doing. Loads of people are watching you. I say loads, 35. But it's super fun. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, and I really love the minimalism and I love the cuteness and style of it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So I have to disagree. I would go for 7 out of 10.
Fair enough. That's the review section.
Look how far we've pushed the show today.
We are really
it's close, isn't it?
stretching
Right, so yeah, just because we had so much to talk about and you've had so much to shout about. I had to turn down your mic during that bit. First time.
Apologies for that. Keith, thank you so much once again for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
We can find you on The Guardian and stuff, can't we?
Yeah,
we follow you
Guardian
on Twitter.
Technology section. And look out for my feature on cats this week. Cats in games development.
Will do. Excellent.
Thank you to our listeners and to our viewers today.
Yes, thank you for putting up with this. I feel the show may have suffered slightly by us trying to get comfortable with this, but hopefully we'll get used to it. Yeah.
We have to get used to it. We'll be doing it again next week, hopefully slightly better.
With Guy Cocker. No.
Kill him with kindness. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.